Hey friends, I'm out here this morning before work trying to get a few little things planted and some things watered. As y'all are well aware, it has been very hot. I'm sure it's been hot for y'all too. But here in Mississippi, it's not only hot, it is muggy, sticky, sauna-like. It's terrible, but that's how it is, and we just have to roll with it. I told y'all the other day that we went to Lowe's. Danny and I went to Lowe's because we had to buy a new dryer, and it's working well, thank goodness. But while I was there, I did get to go to the garden center and look around, and they didn't have a whole lot, but they did have these balloon flowers. So I got 3 of them, and I think they're so pretty. They have pretty little lavender blooms on them. This is called the Sentimental Blue Balloon Flower, Mounding Perennial, Cold Hardiness, -30 to -40. Average mature size, 18 to 24 high and wide. So it's pretty big. Here in Mississippi, yeah, these do come back for us too. In fact, I have 2 right here, and they were really pretty. They bloomed in the spring, early summer, and they got rather tall, and then they just kind of flopped over. So I cut them back the other day, and you see that, I guess this is them trying to go to seed. Well, I'll show you up close, because that's an interesting part of the plant too. In fact, when I cut these back, I saved these stems that had the seed heads on them, and I used them in a flower arrangement, or in a couple of flower arrangements, which is what I like to do. I grow these things and then just make bouquets. Share them with my friends, with my family. In fact, the bouquets that I made using these and some zinnias and some hydrangeas and other things that I had, I used I made bouquets for my little 2-year-old grandniece, her birthday party. And then they were used at our church also. So anyway, that's why I like to grow things, to share, spread the beauty, spread the love. Okay, today, yeah, I'm gonna plant these. I already have the 2 here. I don't know if it's in view of the camera, but right here is what is this called? Oh, a penta. I have 2 pentas right there. They're an annual plant, so they won't come back next year. But they've done really, really well in the ground. Let me show you. Ugh. Heave myself up off the ground. But yeah. They've just done really well. And look, this is the ground cover that Jeb and I got when we went to the nursery in the spring. It's called pink pinheads, remember? Because these are the little flowers that it produces. But anyway, these have done well. I think I have 3 of them. There's another one back there. If I can just fill this bed up with stuff that will come back every year, that'd be awesome. That's the goal. So I have 3 of these balloon flowers that I want to plant today. Gonna kind of set them around. I probably really need to put them where those annual pentas are, but I'm not gonna move those. Those are looking too pretty. I'll probably put one rather close to that, and I don't know, we'll just see next spring what we want to do. I'll probably put it right there for now, maybe right there. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll have 5 balloon flowers in this area. Gosh, y'all, look at this sweat on me. It's terrible, terrible. Another weed. This ground is dry. While I was trying to get all my plants and fertilizer and stuff and shovel and everything together and bring it down here to do this project, I brought my water hose down here and put it on the other side of the fence right there at the base of that gardenia, and had the water hose on and was letting it trickle on the base of that gardenia. I thought, oh, that gardenia is just going to soak this up so good, because, you know, it's just been so hot here and we hadn't had any rain. Well, I went to digging these holes, and I will be darned if the hole, one of these holes that I dug, that water from the hose was just like flooding this area. So I'm trying to dip some of this water out so I won't drown the roots of my plant when I plant it. That's one thing about gardening here in Mississippi, on my property anyway. I have clay soil, and clay soil holds on to water really well, which is a good thing, unless you see everybody online and in gardening groups and with gardening YouTube channels, and they're constantly saying you need to water, water, water. That's when the practice of knowing your own garden, knowing your own property, knowing how your soil works, that's where that comes into play. Because if you were to water everything as much as everybody says, you'll kill your plants. Plants are easier to kill from overwatering than they are from underwatering, I have found in my experience, because I've done that. I have killed so many things because I've just watered them too much. I would see them drooping, and you know, the leaves, hydrangeas in particular, I'd see them drooping and the leaves would be all wilty looking and turning yellow, and would think, oh my gosh, that plant looks so bad, it needs some water. When in reality, it was planted in clay soil and I was over watering it. That clay soil was holding on to the water, which I couldn't see because, you know, it was all covered with mulch and everything. And lo and behold, I was drowning the roots. I've done that. And I'm in a Facebook gardening group, a Mississippi Facebook gardening group. And just yesterday, a lady had planted a panicle hydrangea in Mississippi in full sun. And it was beginning to, the leaves were drooping and kind of turning a little bit yellow. And she said, y'all, I just planted this, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and it's looking terrible. What is wrong? And she said that she was watering it every day. And people in the comments were saying, you need to water in the morning, and then you need to water at night. And other people were saying, you need to water twice a day. This is the hottest part of the year. Hydrangeas love water. You need to give it more water. Well, the guru of the group, the administrator of the group, who is Mississippi's renowned gardening expert. His name is Felder Rushing, and I trust every word that he says. And he said, you're watering it too much. The way that that shrub is looking is because you've overwatered it. He said, you need to water right now just once a week. You need to water it deep, only one time a week, and leave it alone. And everybody in the comments, they were like, you know, continuing to say, water twice a day, you need to give it more water. And he was responding to them saying, nope, she's watering too much. Water once a week. Believe me, I know. And so I trust everything that he says. Here in Mississippi, with our type soil and the humidity that we have, and just, yeah, our soil holds on to water, and she was watering too much. So therefore, that was a long way around me saying, I'm dipping the water out of this hole because I do not want to drown the roots of my little balloon plants here. And I won't have to water them when I get finished because they'll have plenty of water. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now, I just bought some more plant tone. I've gone through, I don't know, a couple of bags of it this year. Just fertilizing different things in my garden. The thing about it, they're so hard for me to open. This plastic is strong. Just gonna put a little handful in each of the holes. And put these babies in there. Now, they call these balloon flowers because, let's come up closer to the camera. They call these balloon flowers because you see the buds, when they're about to open, they look like balloons. I think that's neat. And those are the blooms right there. And they're perennial. So I think that's awesome. And like I said, I got these at the Lowe's the day that we went and bought our new dryer. And this was about the only thing that they had that looked worth a flip. And it's in this size pot, which is, what is this, a quart? No, it's a 2 quart. And it was $7.98, and I got 3 of them. I mean, because what's a trip to Lowe's without going and checking out the garden center? Kind of backfill that a little bit with some drier soil. Okay, now maybe that'll do. This root ball is well watered. And you know, next year I might have to move some of these things around. But that's okay too. Stretch. Oh, that looks pretty. Ooh. This hole's a little bit drier, so I didn't have to dip water out of it. But I needed to get these plants out of their cans and into the ground so they can stretch. This one looks really good. I'm putting it right at the base of this Gara. Ooh. This one's a little wet. I shared the love with the water over here, so that's a little bit on the wet side. Now, if you'll notice, when I plant things kind of high and then just kind of push the soil up around it because, like I said, we have the clay soil and it holds on to water, so I try to plant a little high so the water doesn't sit just right there at the roots and kill everything I have. Okay, planting done. Check, check, check. Now I do have some mulch that I want to put in this area just to make it look a little bit better. This is the mulch that I have. It's called year-long brown mulch. Naturally retains moisture, naturally helps prevent weeds. Packaged by Sims Bark, Muscle Shoals, Alabama. 2 cubic feet, derived from natural forest products and colorant. Brown mulch. Now the neat thing about this, I got it from Walmart and it was $2 a bag. And I don't have a place really where I can go and just buy like truckloads of mulch. So I buy it in the bags, which is easier for me to kind of cart around. But I did the Walmart delivery. I bought some groceries and other things, and I added the mulch to the order at $2 a bag. And the maximum amount that I could get with the Walmart delivery was 8 bags. So I got those 8 bags, and they were delivered to my house right here in my driveway the same day my groceries were delivered. So I really like that. Oh, and that's also when I got the plant tone. I ordered that too. If I thought that they would pick out good plants, I'd probably order some plants and let them deliver plants too, but I kind of like to look at the plants and see what I'm getting. So I probably won't do that. Anyway, mulch, here we go. Oh, I guess I'll pull some weeds as I go along. Y'all, sweat is dripping off of my nose. It is not even 8 o'clock in the morning. What the heck? Okay, that's the look at my face. I think I'm just smearing it all over myself. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is the humidity of Mississippi. Okay, but there's the bed. I think it looks better, all mulched, and then with the pretty balloon flowers. It looks good. Y'all, it has just been so hot. If I don't get out early in the morning to do a gardening project, it don't get done. In fact, I've been reading. Yeah. When I get home in the evenings, I'll water things that need to be watered. But then I've just been reading. I used to keep a book going all the time. And I kind of got out of that habit, but I'm trying to get back into that habit. And the series that I'm reading is really good. If y'all want to know what I'm reading, leave a comment and I'll tell you. You might want to read it too. Yeah, but this is it. Getting the ground covered with mulch really helps. It kind of makes the ground cover pop. And then the little perennials I put in, makes them pop too. And then the annual pentas, they look extra good. Okay, that's it for today. Now I gotta go get cleaned up, take a shower. Look at all the dirt and sweat on my face. Gotta get ready to go to work. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.